My name is Gehoe Arellano, and I basically draw. I skate. Ever since I was a kid, I would just draw Sonic religiously, and I would kind of make my own characters based off of that influence. And kind of going into high school, I stopped for a moment, but then I picked up just doodling random things again. And at that point, I would just kind of isolate myself and just draw until eventually we just started doing Fiends, which is pretty much what the people we kind of just skate with at the park we hang out with. We just randomly, my brother had the idea, we just randomly started both calling them Fiends, and my art kind of just morphed into that, just the West Chicago culture, and kind of a daily experience in a translation to paper and pen and marker and whatever I have, spray paint, you name it. Just art in general, I just want to keep pursuing it no matter what. I've grown up with it, it's been in my life forever. I'd rather do that than kind of work at an 8 to 5. And let me gather my thought on this one, that's a good question. I think in general what makes anything unique is the fact that it comes from, a different perspective in a sense. I mean, of course, everybody's going to try to be unique because you don't want to copy somebody else and what they're doing. So essentially, it's just what people put out there. It kind of, I guess you could say, of course, I have influences, and sometimes you can see that in my work. I kind of form my art around what people kind of like. So what I do is, you give me an idea. I call it a custom drawing because it's somebody else's idea is my translation, and so I don't really know if anybody else does that. So in a sense, you could say that's kind of unique, because it's a people thing, and you kind of see it with like skateboarding, different coasts, different flow, different style, and whatnot. And I think that's kind of why I guess it's like I said, a thriving point. But I mean, there's talent everywhere.
I'm Jordan Marks. I play guitar and I'm a skateboarder. Playing guitar and skateboarding, there's two things that have come naturally to me. I mean, I don't want to be that guy saying, yeah, I'm good at these naturally, but I mean, in all honesty, they really came to me. Some things I was just really motivated and dedicated to just getting better at, and that's what I do. So, but it's a weird mix of things that just keep it different from being completely just East Coast punk and hardcore and whatever. You definitely, if you're gonna look at bands coming out of wherever, you're definitely gonna see a lot, you look at bands coming out of LA and New York, you realize that a lot of them play a lot of the same stuff. Like a lot of the same genres, a lot of the same ideas behind the music. And I mean, you look at stuff like Chicago, there's a lot of different things that will come into their music that's just not in LA or New York. It's like, there's a lot of songs about struggling and just depression and stuff, because I mean, if you think of the blues, this is a hot spot for the blues with all the old record labels they have dotting the city. I mean, it's really just it's almost like a mecca for the blues if you think about it. And that's kind of what gives music in Chicago kind of a different edge than it does other places, because we have such a history of music to look back on. I don't know, I just kind of I would love to turn, a dream into a reality. I guess that's really the goal for everyone that does what I'm doing. I was probably awful.